No, start off, sir.
Oh, I have nothing to say.
What are the what were the various coaching adjustments and things you were thinking through when Luka and then shortly after Jalen both pick up 5?
Never been in that situation before, so next man up, Trey is next, Frank, Josh, those guys did a great job in the third quarter of keeping it together on the offensive end and defensive end, and so it just shows that the coaching staff has done a great job of keeping guys ready when they don't play, and I thought Trey was a perfect example of that. He came in and ran the show and kept us going in the right direction.
How'd you figure out when to bring Luka and JB back into the game?
Yeah, that was, I thought the 10-minute mark, I wasn't going to bring both at the same time just in case there was a foul called. So Luka was first, he sat the longest, was the 10-minute mark for him. And he came in and he did, I thought, again, it's hard to sit that long and have a rhythm, but I thought he did an incredible job, not picking up his 6th foul, but also being aggressive and again, quarterback and finding open guys.
Did you consider challenging either their 5th or even 4th fouls, given the situation?
No, I thought the 5th foul was a foul. JB's, yeah, I could have, but also if you choose to challenge that and they find something that it can create a foul and you lose it and now you don't have that or a timeout going into, I believe it was going to be a close game coming down the stretch. So the thought process is that the next guy was going to hold us together, and that was Trey. And I thought Trey, Frank, and Greeny did an incredible job out there. And Dorian, we played him the whole game. I thought he did a great job too. He had great looks, and we all believe that those are going to go down for us. But for him to play 42 minutes and guard everybody, he did an incredible job.
What do you think about Reggie on the way he's just continues to prosper in the starting role?
Yeah, I think he's doing everything. We've asked him to guard, we're asking him to rebound, we asked him to start the first play in a pick and roll. We were joking that JB had his chance at playing point guard. Now we're going to try Reggie right before the game. So just to have some fun. Reggie did a great job. Again, he's answered the call for us. We know he had great looks early in the season that didn't fall, but I think just the belief and confidence that we have in him. And then you can see our quarterbacks are trying to find him, which is kind of cool and fun in that respect to the game, is that he's getting a lot of looks because of Luka and JB finding him.
I know there's no way to stop a guy like Trey Young, but you guys seem to do about as good as you could against him. Talk about that defensive.
Yeah, the first half, I think he was 1 for 8. We just knew in the second half he was going to get more looks and he was going to try to get to the basket and get going. So that was going to put a little bit more pressure on our defense. And I thought the guys, you can't stop him. He's going to get good looks. You just hope that he can miss a couple at the right time. And we were fortunate that he missed some.
All right, we've got a couple on Zoom. Kevin, go ahead.
Because when you look at Jalen and Luka picking up those 5th fouls in that third quarter, how would you have reacted differently in the past, knowing that that was a pivotal moment where both of those guys picked up those fouls, but also realizing at that moment a learning lesson for your team and for those guys? Would you have reacted differently in the past in that situation?
No, I'm all about teaching. A lot of people are into winning and losing. I'm into teaching because there's a bigger picture. It can happen in the playoffs. It can happen in Game 7. Everybody has to be ready. There's no guarantee that Luka is not going to pick up 4 or 5 fouls. There's no guarantee that JB doesn't pick 4 or 5 fouls up. So there was a teaching moment for our team, and I think just it showed that we all trust each other, and that there's a lot of respect for someone that has set for Trey to sit there for so long and not have a rhythm and an important game to do his job, and that's a true pro, and you got to tip your hat to him.
Landon.
Hey, Jason, with the way that Reggie Bullock has played the past couple of weeks or so on both sides of the ball, will you take into consideration of him remaining a starter once the team is healthy or close to being healthy?
Everybody's a starter. Everybody's going to get a chance to shot. This is AAU basketball. Everybody gets a ribbon and everybody gets to start. So we'll see. We'll see. He started at the beginning of the season. He started now. We'll get healthy. We'll look at a couple more combinations, and then we'll see who brings the teacher at an apple to be able to get to start.
Last one, Luke.
Yeah, Coach, it's hard not to notice Theo Pinson's activity on the bench, whether it's calling out stuff on defense, being the first one up to give players high fives, things like that. Can you just talk about the energy that he brings, even from a non-playing perspective?
Who asked this question? Luke? Luke, great question. Incredible question. That you noticed that, or someone else told you to say that?
No, I noticed that.
Man, you're watching the game. Theo has been our MVP since he's joined the team. His spirit, what he's done, he doesn't play a lot, but he is into the game, and we didn't have that, and that's been a big part of our success internally. Is that we needed someone to talk, and he's doing it for 60 minutes because he's talking in the locker room before the game, and then he's talking after. So he's our MVP. He's the one. I mean, we understand Luka on the court is our MVP, but our spirit and our soul, with Theo has been off the charts, and we're lucky to have him.
Reggie, those last 2 threes that you knocked down on consecutive possessions, what's going through your mind when that's a big moment for you guys and you're able to connect?
Just the mindset of just being able to knock it down. I know my teammates is going to find me to be able to, shoot the ball. I just have to shoot it with confidence like I've been doing, and they believe in me to take that shot, and I just have to continue taking it.
And what were you thinking when Luka goes out with 5 fouls, then JB goes out with 5 fouls? It's basically like you and Dorian and we're the only 2 guys that have been regularly starting.
Yeah.
How were you guys able to weather that uncertainty for over a quarter?
This team deep, and you know what I'm saying, so I felt like, Trey came in, gave us a big lift, pushing in the transition, kicking it out to shooters. He was aggressive on the offensive end too, trying to get to a shot. And Coach always harp about it and speak about it all the time. When the player goes down, next man up, and we've been having that mindset, and everyone on the team just waiting for the opportunity.
Did you see that steal for the breakaway coming, or did you kind of have an idea what they were going to do with that?
I read it a little bit. I mean, I knew it was just one person at the top of the key that he could possibly go after, and I just, shot through the passing lane, and ended up getting a steal. But, that's what they brought me here for, to be, a two-way player, and I just try to be tough on the defensive end and take my shot when I get it on the offensive end.
Do you think your shooting improvement is tied to volume whatsoever? This game in the past 2 is the first time you've had double digits for the Mavs.
Yeah, definitely volume. Definitely want to just, as long as I, put up the attempts, I feel like I'm gonna knock them down. So, and I feel like every shot that I shoot should go in. So I just got to continue to keep that confidence. Like I said, believe I'm one of the best shooters in the league, and just trying to stay on that.
I guess just the more shots you take, the easier it is to be confident. They're coming. More chances are coming. Is that
right? Yeah. Definitely, I know that. Teams are gonna try to run me off the line. I gotta make a play for somebody else, relocate. I'm gonna get the attempts, and it's just all about me just staying consistent and knocking them down.
Which being kind of short on big guys, and then Luka too. Did you put a little more emphasis on the rebounding tonight? Yeah,
definitely. Coach talked about it. With some of our bigs being out, moving me down to the 4, Doe down to the 4, us helping rebounding with the bigs, is huge for us. So, and it makes us play a lot faster too. And then on the offensive end, I got a 4 on me, drive them, or shoot over them or whatever. So. As long as we just keep playing like that, when we can go small ball 4, it's good for us.
How important is this stretch of home games before you leave for All-Star break next weekend?
It's very important. It's a lot of it. A lot of teams in the league, probably planning and getting ready for All-Star. But we just got to keep chipping away at these games, try to win as many as we can. It put us in a great position when we get back from the break.
We've got a couple on Zoom. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey, Reggie, not just your own individual confidence, but what would you say is the confidence level of this team right now? Quality wins against the Sixers and now against Atlanta and the way that you guys have been playing. What would you say is the confidence level of this team right now?
I think it's high. We knew that we dropped 2 games before these 2 that we just picked up. We got away from our defensive principle for a little bit. So these last 2 games, we've been, trying to hold teams under 100 points, so just trying to make it tough for them on every possession. and we did under 100 tonight, so it's huge for us.
What'd you see on the box score?
Bunch of numbers and names.
Yeah, I have to imagine one column stands out.
I'm avoiding the fouls in the turnover column. That's what I'm avoiding right now. But
Well, sorry to ask a question about that then, but have you ever seen a game where, Luka gets his fifth foul less than a minute into the second half, you a couple minutes later, and then Trey, the third point guard, in the beginning of the fourth quarter?
never seen that before. It's really not a lot to be said about it, but it's really interesting. That's all.
Okay, so you get your fifth and you go over and I think Luka gives you a hug. And was it kind of like welcome to the club or something?
Yeah, I was very tempted to push him away from me too because I was heated at the time, but yeah. He was happy I got my fifth. I was like, you make no sense right now.
He just wasn't alone then.
Yeah.
Did you have any say or combo with the coaching staff about when you would come back in, or was that all them?
That was all them. They put us in position to be successful, night in and night out, and I didn't ask any questions. Just the ball was in their court, and whenever my number was called, I was ready to go.
Jason mentioned that he notices you and Luka trying to find Reggie more on offense. What have you thought about his last run, especially since Tim's been injured, and the way that he just seems to have kind of taken that next step in what he's comfortable and confident with?
Yeah, Reggie's playing really well. He's been getting open a lot. He's been knocking down a shot. So obviously when we see him with the slither room, we want to hit him and give him the ball. And it's not just him; it's everyone. Whenever we play with the ball moving around, popping around, guys have confidence in everyone to make shots or make plays. And I think as teammates, everyone gives each other that sense of confidence to do what you can, do what you do, and no matter what happens, we're gonna go back and play defense.
You took 5 threes. That's the most you've had since Christmas. Random, or is that an emphasis?
Both.
Fair.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, most of this Christmas, really?
Yeah.
Your 4 were, I think, a season high that you made.
Yeah, I think that too, but yeah, in attempts, definitely have it up right here. It's, Christmas.
Yeah, maybe I'll shoot more next time.
What did, Jason said there's something we needed to ask.
What the next little facet of your game is that's going to be able to open it up for you. He wouldn't tell us what you're working on. So maybe you will.
I'll keep it to myself. I'll keep it to myself.
I'll keep watching then.
We'll see. You found out, you came to me about my game around Christmas, so I'll see if you find it next time.
Okay.
See if you find it next time.
We'll see what I can do. Keep an eye out.
We'll see what he can do.
And Collins always gives some average fits, but you guys seem to do a really good, solid job on Trey Young. What was the game plan going against him? Just contain him. He's so dynamic, gets others involved. He's able to get by you, step back, create space. He knows how to get to his spots, get open, and basically do whatever he wants with the ball. So it's not an easy game plan, but I think for us it wasn't just one-on-one defense. It was just more of a playing together, being on the string on defense, really helping each other out. Not just worrying about the first option, but the second and third. Just those when plays broke down or things started to happen, it was just rotating and things like that. So defensively, we were able to communicate and talk, and just didn't let them go off to a certain extent.
We got one on Zoom. Luke, go ahead.
It's hard not to notice Theo Pinson's energy on the bench, and whether it's him calling out stuff on defense or being the first one up, clapping and cheering. Coach Kidd earlier said that Theo's the team's MVP. Can you just talk about his impact, even just from a bench perspective?
Yeah, Theo's bench presence has been known throughout the league for a couple of years now. Whether he's in the game or on the bench, his energy is top notch, and that goes back to him being even in high school. I remember in high school he is the same person with the same energy, so he's never changed, and he's always been that genuine person who really just cares about how others are doing, and he cares. He truly embodies being a good teammate. He when people say they'll do whatever for the team to be successful, he really means it, and to see that, to have him as a teammate now, it's great. And known him for a while now, and it's just it gives me energy. It gives everyone energy, and we love having him.
Have you ever seen a game where two point guards both get 5 that early on?
No, I haven't. But I think we was playing hard. I don't think it was like just fouls that we were just getting. I think all 3 of us had 15 together, so that's something we gotta clean up next game. But it shows that we was guarding at least.
I mean, you've got to be thinking, you've got to be realizing as you go into JV, get the 5th, there's like, that there's an extended stretch coming up for you.
Yeah, everybody's telling me to stay ready. I didn't know it was going to be 5 and 5, 5 fouls, or to where it was going to be that type of opportunity.
Right.
But, that's the nature of this league. We always talk about it. Sometimes when you're not in the rotation, you got to still find a way to mentally stay engaged and involved. I think my teammates know what I can bring and where my value lays in this team, and vice versa. So for me, it's just going out there and playing my game, being myself. I think I was a little jittery tonight. Missed a couple of shots I feel like I could have made, but overall I think we held it down until they came back.
So what goes through your mind then when you get your 5th foul too? Is it just like point guard jail at that point?
I try not to think about it, honestly. I tried to still be aggressive, but no reaching at all. I tried to keep my hand out of that jar, you know what I mean? But when I got my 5th, it was kind of like, oh man, we all gonna foul out, look like. But it was. I think it was good for us to be able to play through that type of adversity. Knowing the type of team that we have, it may happen again. So guys got to be ready.
Jason mentions that situations like this are a good way for you guys to build towards the playoffs because you never know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
In what ways have you seen him challenge the team in different ways? Maybe it's the way he sets things up or the way that he runs certain things as a look toward the playoffs? Because I've noticed that he tends to do that even though it is a one game at a time.
Well, sometimes there's different lineups out there. And I think in practice he tries to do that as well, throw different lineups together when we're playing against each other. We've had limited practices up to this point, but I think in the last week or two we've had about 3 or 4, and we got an opportunity to kind of go against each other. And in those practices, there are different units of different guys that are playing together. So we're still building that chemistry outside of the first 5 and the second 5. Like you said, sometimes it'll be a mixture of both in there, and we got to know how to play together.
All right, we got one on Zoom, and then we'll let you go. Go ahead.
Hi Trey, obviously you're comfortable in these situations and you've shown that before, but can you talk about this team as a whole in these next man up situations and being able to weather the storm, especially against a team like the Hawks, which is so offensively gifted?
Yeah, I think it just shows the growth for our team. We're a young team collectively, but some nights it's going to be like that. Some nights guys have to be ready to play. The next game it might be Moses that gets extended minutes, and I think that's how this league goes. You can never kind of predict any game. Every game has its own flavor. So, as professionals, you got to be willing to go out there and be yourself. Even sometimes when you don't know when the opportunity is going to come. I think that's the toughest part, but we made it work. Win is the most important thing in this business.
Thank you, Trey. Appreciate it.
Good job.
All right, we've got JD sitting down. Jalen, we were supposed to, right?